Hi.
Hello, Alex. How are you?
No, no, I'm okay. I'm nice. Thank you very much. Hope you too.
Yeah, everything is good here. You've been busy?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed the reactions so far for Challenge the Wind?
Yes, I did enjoy actually. Yes, yes. Well, to say the truth, I'm okay with, I'm okay the way it goes because we just did the best we could, the best with our artistic capabilities, and it took quite some time, but we had some shows in between, and many different things happened. So at the end, it took 3 years, the distance between Glory for Salvation and Challenge the Wind, but we are super thrilled, very happy.
Yeah. And so you mentioned 3 years. So that's when you start writing the first songs for the album 3 years ago.
Yeah, actually, I've started, Robbie and myself, I started working immediately after the conclusion of the Glory for Salvation production. We said, okay, let's just start something and just throw some guitars together and, let's start to work because I knew that, we always kind of late on everything and there's some delays and some deadlines to respect. So for Challenge the Wind, I just disrupt all the deadlines.
But you're a perfectionist. Obviously, I think people understand that it takes time to
Yeah,
make the song
yeah,
the way that you want. And,
yeah,
you know, it's not like AC/DC. I'm not criticizing AC/DC, by the way, but it doesn't have the complexity, the orchestrations that Rhapsody of Fire has.
yeah. There's there's kind of much work behind every song, and of course, after so many years, I want to present an album with sounds fresh, modern, and it doesn't repeat melodies or stuff like that. So it's really it takes quite some effort to do the perfect selection of songs.
And, this album, it's all up-tempo songs. There's no ballads. Was that, something that you decided when you start writing, or was something that when you had collected enough songs, you realized there was no ballads?
Yeah, well, it was, something in between. I said, okay, this album, I just realized we had so many fast songs. Since the very beginning, we had a lot of guitar riffs and a lot of guitar parts and then I immediately thought, okay, let's see if there is the idea for a ballad. I will do it. Otherwise, I would not bother this time and just make an album it doesn't feature a ballad, that is more, straight to your face with fast songs and everything. But it always depends. Now that we didn't do a ballad for this album, I'm looking forward to do one for the next. So it's okay. It's always energy flowing, and so it's okay.
No, it's always nice, to change things a bit because, you know,
Yeah.
the fans probably expect a ballad, not giving them a ballad kind of, makes them like, okay, this is a different record. So I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. And anyway, we have so many ballads, we could just play a show ballad. So, you know, I had enough of ballads for, in the last few years. And I'm so happy about the latest one we did, Uno de per l'Eroe, or, Magic Sign, or, the Wind, Rain, and the Moon. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful songs that we still want to perform. So by doing a new one, then it's like we have to discard the other one. So it's okay.
Yeah. And, it's one of those things, a ballad needs really to be good and not just be there because it's a
Oh
ballad.
yeah,
You
that's the
know?
main point. I want to do a ballad which is like wow, it's incredible. Did you hear the new Rhapsody of Fire ballad? Yeah, that's the point. That's the whole point of every song we make.
Yeah.
We want to make sure it's everything is like the way we like it and we enjoy it first of all. We enjoy to listen to it, and and feel that there is a connection, with visuals and images, and the fantasy world. In this way, the fans will get those images and impressions too.
Yeah, and on this record you have "Vanquished by Shadows," which clocks 16 minutes. Quite an epic song. When you start writing that song specifically, did you knew that it was going to be like a long one, or it was just something that just developed into this 16-minute mammoth?
Yeah, it's like for the ballad. I didn't even think to do a long song. I said I really thought I'm not doing a long song this time, and then by working on the first part of the songs, I realized it was already 8 minutes long, and it was not even completed. So I said, okay, maybe I try something out and see how it works, and created a few other parts, and then it took off. The process, the composition process took off. But it was not my intention to have a long song, especially 16 minutes. At the end, it was so easy to do it in a way, and the fair point is that. When a long song you listen to it, and I've listened to it many times, and you don't realize it's so
Yeah,
long. I think this is the best thing, the best element, that you don't feel it 16 minutes. It's just you are so uh, involved that you get involved, and you listen to the next part, and the next one, and
yeah.
at the end it's just, oh wow, it was more than a quarter of an hour, but you didn't realize. So I think this is the one of the most important points.
Yeah, I think, that's what I was going to say about the song, because even though it's 16 minutes, it doesn't feel like it, because it's sort of a journey that the song takes us. And, when you put on an album, obviously the songs, are meant, most of them, to be played live. That's when you realize the song gets, it gets more alive when you play it live. With a 16-minute song, do you ever consider that you might play it, or it's just one of those that you say, no, this is going to take like the spot of 3 or 4 songs?
No, the good thing is that we can play any song, and as a proof, we played the entire The Eight Mountain once on tour.
Yeah,
So from the beginning till the end, and it features also some quite long songs, and yeah, we can do it. It's not our priority, of course, because if you reason for the fans, probably the fans want to hear 3 songs instead of one. So it's okay, but still it's possible. And the good thing is that with this actual lineup, all Italians line up. When we go on stage and we play the songs, they really come alive. It's amazing. Probably, the songwriting is the approach of the songwriting is the same, but the songwriting is a bit more modern, and so this transform the songs on stage. And when I heard some recordings we did the last time we were in US, we did quite some recordings of the entire shows, and the energy was so incredible. It's
yeah,
it really makes you think, wow, we should probably make an album recording it in this way, because the energy, it's so different. It's really so
yeah,
different. On the album, of course, the mix makes
yeah,
everything perfect and in place and everything, and you miss some raw energy, which surprisingly we have.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things about this Rhapsody of Fire lineup, for me, it's Giacomo, the singer. He's has such an amazing voice, and not, Fabio was, yeah, and he is amazing, in his own right. But Giacomo, he has something special in his voice. When you hear it, you get immediately
Yeah.
attracted to the song. It captures your attention.
Yeah, this is a good compliment for a singer, because mainly when I analyze this, the singers I like the most are the ones you can recognize immediately, and there are so many, of course. Ronnie James Dio immediately, oh, it's him,
Yeah.
it's Joy Tempest, it's him, it's like Fabio, it's him, Giacomo, it's him. So it's really, I really like all the singers that they have so special sound that you immediately can spot there. And, I don't like to make comparison. It's like the first part of our career was so rich and long and full of events and ups and downs, but at the end, we did great things. And with this new lineup, all Italians, and we, for the four of us, are from the same hometown, so the communication we have is fantastic. And Giacomo is a great singer, and it's funny the way I discovered him just by watching TV. I saw him on TV doing this, The Voice of Italy, and said, "Wow, this guy." And so, yeah, we started, working, collaborating together, and then he took off. He really took off, and I'm so proud. And when we go on stage, it's really incredible because I had never experienced this with the previous lineup. There was always something not chemically not at the right place, despite the music was good and the fans were fantastic and every show was great. But the chemistry is different with this new lineup. It's I don't know. There is more enjoyment, and I can see also the other guys. I can see that they're really into it, and we become one full force, and the fans, even the one that had doubts, and they still think, maybe the old version is better. At the end of the show, I see the people, they go home happy,
Yeah.
and they come to us and they really want to greet and shake hands, and it's good, and of course, it took a lot of work. It took
Yeah.
many years now to arrive at this point.
Yeah. When people, say they prefer the old lineup, I think it's more a nostalgia thing. It's the same with any band,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Of
it's
course.
just, I remember Rhapsody since the demo, I'm a
Oh, really?
I still have it there. And when you guys played Portugal in 2000 with Stratovarius, you had all that signed up as well. And, I'm a fan since the beginning. And, you know, and the first records were amazing. And there was musically something magic there. I think now it's more consistent as a band. It seems to be really, songwriting wise, you guys seem to be really on point on what you're doing now. And it's, you listen to Challenge the Wind, and there is really no, you know, low or less good song, so to say. It's
No, I could never accept this. No, 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 never, never. And the funny fact is that we don't write 30 songs and select 10.
Yeah,
We need 10, we write 10. That's it. So it must be really, you really must really be concentrated and work very good with that. But I was really thinking about this a few days ago. And, when somebody buys an album, which is the very first album of a band, of course, there will be a connection which lasts forever.
yeah,
You cannot you can write the best songs in the world, but the people, the emotional connection that they have, the fans that they have with first releases or the first time they heard a song or a band, it's just going to stick there forever. You can compose fantastic things. It doesn't. It's done. Is what is done is done. That's why, as a band, we look into the future. I could write another Emerald Sword, even a better written, better arranged, better recorded, but it's not Emerald Sword.
yeah,
There's only one Emerald Sword, so it's you lose. You
yeah.
cannot just compete with your past or with yourself. It's okay. So that's why we look into the future and do the best we can to bring the best songs we can.
Yeah, and it's the same, let's say Iron Maiden, for instance, you still have fans after all these years that still prefer Paul Diano.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but it's good. I like that
Yeah,
because yeah, it's
people just get attached, because probably when they listened for the first time, they were going through something in their lives, or it was their first, band they listened to. So they get
Yeah.
attached to it, and it's okay. But you have to look at what they're doing now and realize that what they're doing is quite good.
Yeah.
So
Thank
so enjoy it. And when it comes to orchestrations, how long normally does it take you to finish the whole part for a song? Let's say on this record you have the 16-minute one that probably took some time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which of the songs were more difficult for you to complete that orchestration side of things?
Well, I must say that, okay, first of all, I start working with Robbie and we collect all the guitar riffs that I like the most, and there's a lot of ideas. So we start composing this material, the heavy metal material. And most of the time, I like to compose all the main melody, the big choruses and the anthems. And when I do that, I already start throwing ideas for drums, for bass, and the real guitars we already have. So it's already nice, something nice to listen when you have real guitars in your session. And I must say, I'm after a song is, I consider a song finished from the beginning till the end. I immediately start working on some basic arrangements, and mainly what I like to work is on strings and brass. And once you do that, and you do create some harmonies, some melodies, and etc., the song is pretty done. I mean, I don't want to overdo it too much because it makes the mix more complicated. And anyway, there must be some melodies that are more that needs to be more relevant in the mix. So if I do too much, then I have two choices: put the drums down, put the bass down, put the guitars down, and have this voice of orchestration, or still keep a very powerful sound and just equilibrate the arrangements in a way that they enrich the song, they just not kill it. So it takes time, but I do this since the very beginning of the process. So when I have to finalize it, I have already a lot of ideas running the song, and of course then the most demanding process is to select the sounds and the sound libraries and to make everything ready for the mix. I also prepare the orchestral stems for Seb, so he doesn't have to receive 200 tracks or something,
Yeah.
I just receive some pre-mixed things, and then if he needs something separate, I can send it right away. So it's a lot of work, but it's like we are
Yeah.
used to that.
Yeah, and working with Seb from Ordan, he does the mixes for Rhapsody of Fire. Are you normally in the studio with him, or you guys just talk
No,
once he
uh,
finishes a mix or
I
something?
always I always wanted to be in a studio with him, but every time it's like we have shows in between, or he has shows in between, so the mix is not really like uh, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and not only doing that. So actually, the I had enough staying in the studio while somebody's mixing, and it's a very nice moment though, but it's too draining.
Yeah,
It drains too much, and the good thing is that Seb really knows what I like, what I want, and with his approach to the mix, which is powerful, energetic, and yet very defined, I don't need to be there in person. I
yeah,
really don't. I really don't. So this saves a lot of extra stress. I don't need it. At the end, he sent me the first version. I advise some changes here and there if needed, and then in a few days it's done. And then we start with another one, and then we may go back to the previous to listen a few days after. So it's a nice process. It's a
yeah.
nice process.
And when you listened, because people normally listen to music on the phone, but when you listen to a mix, you need good speakers or a good headset. How do you listen to the mixes so you know the sound is, to your liking?
Well, I trust Seb for the sound, and what I have studio speakers, but well, right now I didn't even connect them. I work with my Bose all the time. I always have my Bose on me when I fly, when I go to the gym, when I working at home. So the Bose became kind of a reference, and for Seb as well, together with other headphones. But he also have professional speakers in the studio, so he has more reference than I do. But my reference is the Bose right now, so it's okay with me, and I can easily compare with the previous mixes or with some other bands, whatever. But I normally now we reach the point I don't even have to compare.
Yeah.
I just trust Seb for that. What I care is about the balancing. Maybe some instruments needs to be higher, some other lower. I more care about this. We always talk about this.
Yeah.
And of course, in the very beginning, we discussed about the drum sound, the bass sound, and the guitar sounds. But I also trust him on that. But till I like what he's doing, everything's perfect.
And it's always good to have someone that you trust, so as you were saying, it's less stress that you need in your life.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Also, because he was AFM Records in the beginning told me, we have this guy and his name is Seb. He's from Ordegonga, and I think you could try the mix. And we tried with Legendary Years, the re-recordings that we did with Giacomo, the first album that we did with him, and it was a test. And Seb really wanted to mix Rhapsody of Fire, so it was not just a work for hire. He was really interested to do it. It was a challenge for him, and he liked the music as well. So this makes the work easier between us.
yeah. Yeah, it's always nice. And with an album comes a tour. As I said, like I remember the first time I saw you guys was in 2000 when you guys did the tour with Stratovarius and Sonata.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time.
My God.
And then you guys played here in a festival as well a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah.
What are the plans for the end of this year and for next year?
Well, we have a lot of going on. 2024 so far has been a fantastic year. We have a lot of festivals coming up, summer festival, and then we have Europe, of course, and we are working on Asia and Australia. We are working at the same time for a new US tour. So we are, keeping ourselves pretty busy, and it's a fantastic moment, really.
Yeah.
We feel that beside the new album out, there is a lot of renewed interest of the band, and yeah, that's great.
Yeah. When the music is good, the fans will come.
But the music must be better than good. So this is what we.
Yeah, it's when I say
Yeah,
good, like I'm a fan anyway. So
yeah.
I like to listen to this kind of music every day. So it's very good for me anyway. Alex, thank you very much for your time. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon again in Portugal. I really enjoyed Challenge the Wind. It's a great record.
Thank you.
Send my regards to Giacomo. He's a fabulous singer. He's doing a great job with you guys. And I cannot compliment him enough for his singing and obviously for the work you've been doing for all these years. Always a pleasure to listen to the music you make. So hopefully,
Thank you for your words.
hopefully I'll see you guys soon. All right?
Yes,
Thank you very
looking forward
much.
to go back to Portugal. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very
Alex,
much.
and see you soon. All right? Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.